Hello students, today I am here to continue chapter 5 of geography for class 7. Okay, so in last class, in yesterday's class, we have discussed about introduction, what water is, okay, and we have studied that there are two types of water present on earth. Okay, so first is saline water and the next one is fresh water. And we have discussed about distribution of water bodies on earth. We have seen map also, and we have discussed about oceans, sea, and lakes, important lakes in the world, okay, and important rivers of the world. So today we are going to continue this chapter with a different topic, and today's topic is ocean circulation. Okay, here we are going to talk about circulation of water in the ocean. So this word consists of two words. First is ocean and next one is circulation. Means through which ways water circulates in the ocean. So first one is through waves, through tides, and third one is currents. So let us discuss what is ocean circulation. Okay, so whenever you move to the beach, there is something magical about walking barefoot without any footwear on the seashore. Okay, the wet sand on the beach, the cool breeze, the seabirds, the smell of the salt in the air, and music of the waves, everything is so fascinating. Okay, so unlike the calm waters of ponds and lakes, if we talk about ponds and lake, and here we are talking about ocean. Okay, so can you tell me what is common in between these things, ponds, lake, and ocean? Actually, these water bodies have still water, means their water is not moving. Means when we talk about a river, it moves from one place to another. Okay, the water comes from the mountains, it reaches the ground, it travels thousands and hundreds kilometer distance, and then it gets merged with sea or ocean. But when we talk about ponds, lake, and ocean, the water of these water bodies, it doesn't go anywhere. Means it is still water. Means it has a specific space where the water stays. Okay. So when we talk about ponds and lake, water of ponds and lake is calm. Means it is not moving. Okay. But when we talk about ocean, it is not at all calm. Okay. Water keeps on moving, keeps on changing place from here to there. Okay. Unlike the calm waters of ponds and lakes, ocean water keeps moving continuously. It is never still. Means it is not still. It is there in a fixed place, but it is not still like ponds and lakes. Okay. Ocean water keeps moving continuously. It is never still. The movements that occur in oceans can be broadly categorized as waves, tides, and currents. So first we are going to talk about waves. What waves are? Waves. Waves, when you are playing through ball on the beach and ball falls into the water, what happens? You must have seen when anything that we throw into the water or by accidentally it goes into the water of any sea or ocean, what happens? After some time, that thing comes back to the seashore. Okay, it is fun to watch how the ball gets washed back to the shore by the waves. Anything that goes inside sea or ocean doesn't stay there permanently, it comes back to us. Okay, when the water on the surface of the ocean rises, falls alternately, they are called waves. Okay, when water moves up, it comes down, it is known as waves. In the sea or ocean, means water goes up and it comes down. Okay, they are known as waves. Now during a storm, when we talk about the storm, जब कभी तूफान आता है, during a storm, the winds blowing at very high speed form huge waves. With the help of air, when storm takes place, these water tides or waves, they become very high. The size becomes very high of these waves. Okay. These may cause tremendous destruction, means lots of destruction takes place when these waves go very high, okay, when the size of these waves increases. An earthquake, a volcanic eruption or underwater landslides can shift large amount of ocean water, okay. When these incidents happen, like earthquake, okay, or volcanic eruption, okay, or underwater landslides. As we all know that earth is everywhere. When we talk about earth, soil is everywhere, land is everywhere, but where sea or ocean is there, on that particular area, water has covered a portion of land. So these earthquakes, these volcanic eruptions, this underwater landslides, it takes place inside the sea and ocean also. When these activities happen inside the sea or ocean, then what happens? Then it takes the shape of tsunami. Okay, it becomes very huge, and as a result, a huge tidal wave called tsunami that may be at as a height as 15 meters. The size of tsunami waves would be of up to 15 meters. Okay, so means a 15-meter high waves can be formed because of the tsunami. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150-meter high. These waves travel at a speed of more than 70 kilometers per hour. The speed of these waves, just imagine, it is 700 kilometers per hour, the speed of these waves. Okay, the tsunami of 2004 caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of India. The India Point in Andaman and Nicobar Islands got submerged after the tsunami. Okay, sorry, the Indira Point. Indira Point is there in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. You can go through the map. There you can find Indira Point. It is there in Andaman and Nicobar, and it got submerged into the tsunami. Means because of this tsunami, pura which land tha, it was covered with the water. Okay, so here we are going to discuss one incident of tsunami. Tsunami, the earth's pandemonium. Okay, tsunami of the harbour have struck havoc in Indian Ocean on the 26th December 2004. The tsunami that we were discussing. The wave was the result of the earthquake that had its epicenter close to the western boundary of Sumatra. The magnitude of the earthquake was 9.0 on Richter scale. As you all know that earthquake is measured in Richter scale, and more the Richter scale reading is high the hit of earthquake will be. Okay, so means if it is 9, means the earthquake was very huge. Okay, as the Indian plate was under the Burma plate, there was a sudden movement of the sea floor causing the earthquake. The ocean floor was displaced by about 10 to 20 meters and tilted in downward direction. Means when this earthquake took place, this high grade earthquake took place, the floor of ocean, it displaced about 10 to 20 meters, okay, in downward direction. Means if the shape of land was like this, it got tilted downwards. Means 10 to 20 meters, it got tilted downwards. Okay, earlier the shape was like this. After the tsunami, it went like this. Okay, a huge mass of ocean water flowed to fill up the gap that was being created by the displacement. Okay, this marked the withdrawal of the water mass from the coastlines of the land masses in the South and Southeast Asia. South and Southeast Asia. Okay, after thrusting of the Indian plate below the Burma plate, the water mass rushed back towards the coastline. Tsunami traveled at a speed of about 800 km, okay, per hour, comparable to speed of commercial aircraft, and completely washed away. Means the speed of tsunami was 700 to 800 km per hour. It is equal to the speed of commercial aircraft means aeroplane. Okay, so it was very dangerous tsunami. Okay, washed away. Some of the islands in the Indian Ocean, means the islands that were there in the Indian Ocean. You must have seen map of India, and you better know where the Indian Ocean is. If you do not know, I am going to tell you. This is the southern portion of India. Here, Indian Ocean is there. Okay, and here Andaman Nicobar Islands are there. Okay. Okay. The Indira Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands that mark the southernmost point of India got completely submerged as the wave moved from earthquake epicenter from Sumatra towards the Andaman Islands and Sri Lanka. The wave length decreased by decreasing depth of water. The travel speed also declined from 700 to 900 kilo. Declined from 700-900 kilometer, okay, per hour to less than 70 kilometer. Okay, so after some time, when the center of earthquake shifted towards Sri Lanka, means shifted downwards, then speed of waves also decreased. Okay, and earlier it was 700 to 900 kilometer per hour, then it decreased to 70 kilometer per hour. Tsunami waves traveled up to a depth of 3 kilometer, means deep inside the ocean bed. It was 3 kilometer from the coast, killing more than 10,000 people and affected more than lakh of houses. Means in this tsunami, about 10,000 people died, and it affected lives of more than 1 lakh people. Okay. More than 1 lakh houses. In India, the worst affected were the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, here, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, this side, Puducherry and Andaman and Nicobar Islands, means these areas of southern India and this area of Andaman Nicobar Islands were the most affected areas. Okay. While the earthquake cannot be predicted in advance, it is possible to give a 3-hour notice of a potential tsunami. Actually, these tsunamis forecast is given. Okay, so but this earthquake was not predicted in advance. That is why only 3-hour notice was given to the people that they can run away from the coastal area. Such early warning systems are in place across the Pacific Ocean, but not in the Indian Ocean. Means we do not have facility. Earlier we do not had facility to give notices more before. Okay. Okay. Tsunamis are rare in Indian Ocean as the seismic activities is less as compared to the Pacific. Means in Pacific Ocean that we have studied before, in that particular area tsunamis are more. They take place there more. But when we talk about Indian Ocean, the seismic activities are less in this area, Indian Ocean. The tsunami that ravaged the Southeast Asian coast in December 2004 is the most devastating tsunami in the last several hundred years. The large damage caused to life and property was primarily a result of lack of monitoring. The early warning systems and knowledge among the coast dwellers of Indian Ocean, means because the people, those who were living there, they have not received any prior warning. That is why they were not able to shift their homes or shift their things or their families away from the coastal areas. That is why huge destruction took place at that area. Huge loss of life was there. Okay. The large damage caused due to life and property was primarily a result of lack of monitoring, the early warning systems and knowledge among the coast dwellers of Indian Ocean. The first indication that tsunami is approaching is the rapid withdrawal of water from the coastal region. Actually what happens, those who live in coastal areas, actually tsunami takes place when volcanic eruption or earthquake takes place inside the sea. So what happens? The water that moves simply or only waves are there. After some times when earthquake takes place or when tsunami is going to start, what happens? The water, it moves inside the ocean ocean or sea very rapidly. Okay, because जब भूकंप आता है या फिर जब वोल्केनिक इरप्शन होता है, then what happens कि जो बीच वाला एरिया है लैंड का, it breaks and the water that is present on the coast ये नीचे नीचे करके शिफ्ट हो जाता है. मीन्स जो वाटर वाला पानी है, जो कि कोस्टल एरियाज का पानी है, वो क्या हो जाता है, अंदर के साइड मूव करने लग जाता है. मीन्स इट इज अ सिम्टम दैट सुनामी इज गोइंग टू टेक प्लेस. ओके, फॉलोड बाय द डिस्ट्रक्टिव वेव. जो वेव्स है उनका साइज बड़ा डिस्ट्रक्टिव हो जाता है, बहुत बड़ा बड़ा हो जाता है, बिकॉज ये पानी नीचे शिफ्ट हो जाता है, बिकॉज यहाँ पे गैप बनने लग जाता है, दरारें आने लग जाती हैं, वाटर मूव्स इनसाइड, तो वेव्स का जो साइज है इट ऑल्सो बिकम्स वेरी हाई. Okay, when this happened on the coast, instead of people going to high ground, they started assembling at the coast to view the miracle. Actually, what happened? People were not knowing that tsunami is going to take place, so they were very amazed कि ये हो क्या रहा है. So they ran to the coast to view what is going on, and finally the destruction took place, and they have lost the life. Okay. They started assembling at the coast to view the miracle. As a consequence, there was a large casualty of curious onlookers when the gigantic wave tsunami struck. So it was really a very dangerous tsunami that took place in 2004 that we have studied. So that is why prediction of any natural disaster is very important. Okay. And all the precautionary measures should be told to the people, those who are living near coastal areas, so that they can take care of their families, they can take care of themselves, and they can move away from the coastal areas. So today we have discussed about waves. In the next class we will discuss about tides and waves. Thank you so much.